What's going on, everybody? Mike McFarland here, the Lake Fork guide, owner of McFarland Fishing. About ready to give you a public rundown for Lake Fork, the bass capital of Texas. I believe that it is the 19th of April, and the last 2 days have been pretty chilly, but let's tell you all about the lake. Lake levels, as of Monday, 397.07. Today, 397.01. I want to call that stable. There's a little bit of drop, but nothing real noticeable. Clarity, lake settling a little bit. I did see some pretty clear water, but mostly main lake oriented. 0 to 2 foot visibility. Most of the backwaters are a little bit more like 4, 5, 6 inches, and some of them where the wind is blowing is next to 0. Water temperatures, main lake parameters 64.5, 64.6. You can find some backwater temperatures 70 degrees. I've heard even grapevine, like all the way up in Little Caney, 76 degrees. Again, lake's in good shape. It's 6 feet low. We really do need a lot of rain, and I don't expect to get enough rain to really bring it up to full pool this year. We're already halfway through April. We really haven't got much rain, and it's going to take a lot. Probably 7 to 10 inches or more in a period of just a week or two. We do have rain coming. Overall, the weather outlook for the next few days is kind of iffy. Tomorrow, more thunderstorms and high winds, and I think it stabilizes again on Thursday and Friday. And then Saturday, huge winds, potential huge winds of 30, 35 mile an hour plus. It's been a really weird long winter, a little longer than normal. I'm not saying that we don't get cold in April. We've had snow on Easter before, but it's just now even a relentless onslaught of wind, which again is also normal for April. So you got to put your big boy britches on and just fish through it. Fishing is awesome. Today we had 30 plus fish between 2 boats. Brooke on her own boat really outfished us. Had 2 great clients today, and we caught some nice fish. We had a couple of 4.5 pound Lake Fork specials, and most of them were small cookie cutters. When I say cookie cutter, I mean a 2 or 3 pound fish, maybe an under, maybe a small slot fish. If you're unfamiliar on Lake Fork, what I mean by slot fish is we have a slot limit from 16 to 24 inches may not be possessed. That's a slot limit protection. 16 inches, 24 inches, any fish in between, you must let go immediately. Of course, we don't keep any fish. Tournaments, they keep them under 5 best fish in the unders and or 1 over per person. So an over is over 24 inches. That's a giant fish. Sometimes we've had some skinny overs that have only weighed 8 or 9 pounds, but most of the time the overs are really big fish. So again, the weather look is pretty fair. Temperatures look good. The last 2 mornings, my gosh, yesterday I forgot my winter jacket. I had actually washed it and put it away. I regretted it. I was cold yesterday. Today I broke out that Sims winter gear, just the upper, and I wore it almost all day. Yesterday a north wind blows. When the north wind blows, they're stubborn like a horse. We did catch some fish. Today the east wind blows. They say when the wind blows from the east, the fish bite the least. Well, ask Brooke about that because she hammered them today. She had 19 fish in her boat, had a 6.5 pounder. She caught more than we did, but between the 2 boats again, we had over 30 fish today. Lake Fork's fishing really good. What's going on? Well, a couple of things. The spawning is happening in the northern ends. If the farther north you go, the more odds you have on finding some spawning fish. You probably won't see them, but you really need to slow down in those waters and fish accordingly. Texas rigs, wacky rigs, creature baits, jigs. There is no vegetation, so you really got to think stump and lay down oriented. Stay with that kind of stuff up there and go slow. Repeated casts to the same locations, kind of imagining that fish is there. Remember, if you were bed fishing and you could see it, it may take you 10, 15 minutes throwing right precisely to the bed to catch the fish. Well, when you can't see it, you just got to fan cast the water over and over and over again. You got to kind of pretend in your mind where you think that bed would be, and you got to work it as though it's there. Sometimes chatterbaits, spinnerbaits can be really good in there because the fish would just snap at that bait as it goes by the nest. Also watch for tailing. When it's too dirty to see the bed itself, you may see the fish come up and roll or flash or tail hit the surface when they're digging. or mating together. You can see those signs of swirls underwater. So you just got to go slow, and you got to really, really pay close attention. So again, I kind of mentioned some baits. One of the baits that I will share with you that I think is a really awesome bait this time of year for bed fishing, even especially if you can see the fish, and that's a Lake Fork tackle lures. This right here is called the Flipper, and this is in basically a crawfish color. It's an orange bottom with a watermelon red top, and always remember to pull these tails apart. There's a real cool thing about this that Mark Pack invented, was it's got these little rudders on the bottom of these flippers. Make sure that's on the bottom, because what happens is those little rudders, when you pull the bait, it makes the claws open up and re-close back together when you stop. Those little rudders right there are very important on the bottom of the rig. So one of my favorite colors right here, basically they call it sun gill, but this color right here, thrown in some of the beds or just fishing blind, will catch you some good fish on Lake Fork. Another thing is Lake Fork tackle lures tends to already have that good garlic smell in them. So you really don't need to do much to them. But I can promise you that if you're unaware of real-time rods, Magic Reaction, the Magic Reaction is a scent that you put on your plastics. You put it with salt, and it's called Magic Reaction for a reason. It impregnates into the bait. There are no oils, no residues, no nasty stink, no rotting, and I guarantee you that you get more bites. So I even soak my Lake Fork tackle lures in the Magic Reaction, even though it already has the garlic smell in it. Magic Reaction is made with a little bit of garlic, crawfish, and some other things that I can't tell you about, but it's truly named right because the magic happens overnight when you soak the bait, and the next day it's dry to the touch, no stains, no rotting, no bad smells, but it catches fish. All right? So if you want to learn more about the baits that I'm actually using when I go in the backwaters, the exact baits besides this one, I want you to subscribe to my members only channel. All right? The members only channel is simple. Right at the bottom of this, just hit the join button, follow the procedures. If you're on your desktop or laptop, it's real easy. Through a mobile app, it's not as easy. But listen, $4.99 is all I'm asking. And when I finish this public rundown, I'm going to be recording a members only rundown. Not only do I spill my guts on exactly what we, McFarland Fishing, the Lake Fork Guide, are catching the fish on right now. Okay, I tell you the baits, the line, the how-to, the pace, everything that's important to catch more fish. But I also use the rule of 3, which puts you in the right area. If you're scratching your head saying, what's the rule of 3? You need to go check it out. The rule of 3 is a system designed, breaks the lake up into thirds, breaks the arms up into thirds, and I tell you each week, twice a week in members only, what part of the lake is fishing the best by the rule of 3. So, all right, a couple more things I do want to tell you about fishing. The main lake shad spawn is about ready to happen. There's some really unique things that you need to know about that shad spawn, where to be, where are the bigger baits, where are the bigger fish. And so the first thing I will kind of key you in on is that you're looking for birds. And now you're looking for blue herons and white egrets. But if you want to learn more, again, you want to learn the details of exactly being in the right spot where the bigger fish are caught on Lake Fork, you need to subscribe to the members only. All right? I'd like to give a shout out real quick to Texas Trolling Motors Repair Shop right behind Lake Fork Resort. Chuck and Mike up there work really hard to take good care of you. If you are here on the water, you come for a vacation, you have trolling motor issues, go see Chuck at Texas Trolling Motors. Man, he's hooked me and Brooke up 2 or 3 times in the last month and really got us right back on the water, fixed the issues immediately. Great guys, good integrity, Texas Trolling Motors, right behind Lake Fork Resort. While you're there, as a matter of fact, you can go in the resort Wednesday through Saturday and get yourself one of the best hamburgers you've ever had. That hamburgers that are right there inside the Lake Fork Resort are, man, they are delicious. I promise you. All right. Couple other things, and I'm going to close you out with this public report. On Tuesdays every night, I do the TIFR report, Texas Insider Fishing Report. Okay, I do a live report every Tuesday night. It airs Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It airs throughout the week, but I'd like to invite you to watch for that. The Texas Insider Fishing Report. It airs on Bally Sports SW and AT&T Sports net. Okay, those are really cool. I'm enjoying that, being one of the, I think, 5 or 6 captains that gives a report. My responsibility is the upper region of Texas, so I give the report for Lake Fork, and I give the report for other lakes, Texoma, Lake Ray Roberts, Athens, just anything in that upper region of Texas, Northeast Texas, and all the way across the state. So it's broken into regions. You can learn more about Texas by watching the Texas Insider Fishing Report. Man, I really, really appreciate you all for subscribing. Hit the like button below. Don't forget to comment. I wish you all great fishing and keep safe. Right now, the storms and things are the most dangerous. The low lake is dangerous as well. But really, pay attention when you're on Lake Fork. Wish you all great fishing. Bye-bye.